So I want to thank the team at Venture Cafe. Thanks, Toonie. Thanks, Avi. Thanks, Amy. Toonie and I go back a ways. Toonie actually helped eNow in our very early days. So again, thanks very much, Toonie, for inviting me to participate.
I'm still a champion, Jeff.
Thank you. Now I'm just trying to get the screen to move. So what I'd like to talk about is the technology that eNow has developed for commercial transportation. If you're watching the news and so forth, you probably see talk about the future of transportation with regard to electrification. So companies like Tesla, Nikola, Freightliner, Volvo, et cetera, are stepping in to change and transform the world of fossil fuel into the world of electricity. There's currently 28 million commercial vehicles operating in the United States. So, and those 28 million vehicles represent about 20% of our greenhouse gas emissions. So there's a huge impact not only in saving money for these fleets, but also in helping the environment in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Again, part of the revolution, you can see the names here of the various different companies that are involved. You'll look there on the news and you'll see companies going public almost every day to try to raise capital to force the adoption of this technology worldwide. So we're not the only ones participating, but we think that we're participating in an area that is untapped right now, because we're dealing with the trailers of these vehicles, not the tractors themselves. I know I have a very short window here, and so I'm not going to hit on every slide, but Toonie and Avi and Amy, you can make this presentation available to anybody you would like after the fact, if they would want to see that. Founded the company in 2011. So again, we've been in business in the spring, in next May, for 10 years. It's amazing to think that it's been 10 years. Out of the box, when we first introduced the product back in 2013, so we founded the company in 2011, took the product to market in 2013 to the NTA Work Truck Show in Indianapolis. Toonie was actually with us for that particular show. It was amazing. We have 230 responses from that trade show alone. Got back from the trade show and I'm thinking, hey, this is going to be easy. Everybody wants it, be able to get it over the hump. Doesn't work like that. Everybody may be excited about it, but the issue in the industry, especially in transportation, is these companies are keeping their vehicles anywhere from 5 to 15 years. So they wanted to make sure that the technology was sustainable and that would not just work in the first 30 days, but was going to work for all 15 years. And as a startup, when they ask you the question, how many vehicles are you on and how long you've been on those vehicles, and you tell them I haven't been on any vehicle yet, and so I don't have that history. They wait until you have that history. And so over the last 10 years, we've been able to gain that credibility. So the goal to begin with was to develop a system that basically could eliminate the use of the diesel engine or reduce the amount of diesel that was used for those diesel engines for both truck and trailer refrigeration applications. So you see here in the left-hand side, you see a picture of a semi-truck trailer. Today, normally all of that is powered through a diesel engine. There are 500,000 refrigerated trailers operating in the US alone, and there's 1.5 million straight diesel-powered straight trucks operating in the United States right now. What we've developed is a system that eliminates the diesel engine altogether and can power that refrigerated trailer from electricity. People say, well, how did you come about this? So prior to starting eNow in 2011, I had been the president of the Cooley Group, which is headquartered in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, for 13 years. Back in 2001, started to look to see how we could integrate thin film solar into various different applications. And at that time came across this report, the report that you see there on the left, that was done by Sandia National Labs. And what it proved, what I kept in my head from that day was it can be done. These reports show the feasibility of doing what we're doing today. It was just too early in the product's life cycle for it to be applicable back then. And what I mean is fuel prices were in the $1.25 to $1.50 a gallon range, and cost of solar was in the $12 to $15 a watt range. So the economics never were there to convince customers to move to this technology. So these are just two proof points. We then introduced back in 2018 the proof of concept, an actual running truck for Challenge Dairy out in California, and this was on a straight truck. We did this in effort with Johnson Truck Body, Emerson Electric, and then the customer was Challenge Dairy. This has been running now for 3 years, and we've exceeded all of the expectations of not only the cost savings of operating the truck, but also the greenhouse gas reductions of the various different attributes of the truck itself. We then moved into doing this on the semi-truck. This particular truck is again out in California. I'll explain why we started in California. But we are working with the largest wholesale grocery chain in the United States, C&S Wholesale Grocers, headquartered in New Hampshire. This truck's been running for 18 months. And again, we've shown the same thing, that we've been able to run this truck on the solar and the battery pack for as long as 15 hours a day, completely eliminating the need for the diesel engine. The system configuration today and the components related to that are the eNow system. We formed a partnership with WABASH National. WABASH is the second largest manufacturer of trailers and straight truck bodies in the United States. So we partnered with them on some new technology. We've partnered with Carrier Corporation and Convoy Solutions on the charging infrastructure that we implement with every vehicle. So when we put a trailer in a customer's fleet, we also provide the infrastructure, so when that trailer comes back to the distribution center at night and get plugged in, it can run the refrigeration system and simultaneously top charge the batteries. This is what the roof of that particular trailer looks like. So you can see how we laminate the solar to the roof of the trailer. The panels are about a 1/16 of an inch thick. People always say, how do you put a glass panel up on top of a vehicle? You don't. We basically designed our own solar panels. We have them contract manufactured for us, and we bring them in and we integrate this onto the trailers along with all of the electronics and the battery packs. A little bit about Wabash's trailer. They had come out with a new technology called MSC. It's basically a composite trailer. It's built much like a boat would be built. And it is 30% more energy efficient than current trailers in the marketplace. So it's a great opportunity to marry the fuel efficiency of what we're doing with the efficiency of the trailer, because it extends our battery life by about 30% per day, therefore allowing us to run not only 10 hours a day, but up to 15 hours a day. Little information on the Carrier Vector system. This is an all-electric refrigeration unit. The standard refrigeration units that you'll see on a truck when you drive home tonight, you see a semi-truck, have a diesel engine in that front box that you see there. Our application, we eliminate the diesel engine, we eliminate the fuel tank, and we add a battery pack in addition to the solar, and we run it all electric. Skip that. We monitor the system. So again, a customer through the cloud can see a minute-by-minute display of how the system is working. So we can show how much energy is coming from solar, how much is coming from shore power, how much energy is being used, what the life expectancy or fuel gauge of the battery pack is. Cost savings range based off of, we can provide even at the full cost of the system, and you can see it's a little more than double the current system, but even without any incentives, we are still showing a cost savings to the customer on a monthly basis. And then because of the various different voucher programs that are available to trailer customers, just like on the tractor, we can show them a cost reduction through the voucher program, as well as on the operating cost level itself. The reason I mentioned we started in California is because California is where they started to implement regulations and requirements for fleets to be all electric. So in California, through the California Air Research Board, or CARB, they have implemented that by the end of 2023, fleets that are delivering either to a distribution center or delivering to a store will not be able to idle the diesel engine, and on a straight truck won't even be able to use the diesel engine. And so there was an incentive for people to, not an incentive, a regulation for people to do this. At the same time, they developed the carrot with the voucher program that offsets the additional cost of this technology as it comes out of the gate. So that's the primary reason we're starting in California, and all of the testing that we've done has been in California. These are the various different voucher programs that are available to those customers. The first one, the core program, is California. We went through a 9-month certification process. We had to prove to California Research Board that our technology would do exactly what we said it would do. We had to prove that it was sustainable. We had to prove that we had a dealer network, a service network in place. We've been able to do all that, and we're the second company that has a certified technology in California for customers to purchase. The DEER program, which some of you may understand, is the Diesel Emission Reduction Act. That's a national program put on by the EPA. There's a certain amount of funding that goes out to every EPA region on an annual basis, and then that money gets pushed down into the state level for customers who want to either reduce the elimination of diesel through this program. They can apply for these grants to offset the cost of this technology. This is the certification letter, just to show. These are the current products that are all certified in California for customers. We are taking this because, as many of you probably know, there's 15 states that have now signed on for zero emission vehicles by 2050. And so, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Maryland, California are all part of this. So our technology is going to enable us to reach out into these states and help customers in these states meet these requirements into the future. We've done, over the years, we've had to, again, prove to the industry how the technology would work. We've worked with Ohio State University. We've done our own white papers. We've worked with a company called MBT Solutions to actually do third-party on-the-road fuel testing. We worked with the NACFE, North American Council for Freight Efficiency. We worked with them on a Run on Less program. Again, all in an effort to show and validate to our customers that our technology was viable and sustainable, and first and foremost, save them money. We all like to talk about green and so forth, and it's great that we do that, but customers in today's world also need to see an economic return, and we were able to provide the economic return first and provide the environmental benefit second. We have online resources available to our customers, that talk about everything we've done, talk about the technology, provide the white papers, provide testing, videos galore in regard to on-site testing of vehicles or vehicles in motion, etc. And like I said, I knew I had about 15 minutes to go through this. And I can save the time now, or if we're going to wait till the end, Avi, I can answer anyone's questions that they may have.
Yeah, so we're a little bit over, so we'll just give like 1 or 2 minutes to questions. And I see one from Dave, and just real quick about the ROI. And this is a lease product and not for sale yet. So can you talk a little about the ROI and how you expect more businesses to adopt it? It sounds like you're getting some good traction already.
So the ROI in a typical application where customers running the system 10 to 12 hours a day is around $12,000 to $13,000 a year in cost savings. And based off the cost of the asset, it provides them with about and this is in addition to taking out the vouchers, provides them with about an 18-month payback.
Cool. And one last question from me. Can solar still work in cloudy, rainy, snowy environments as effectively? And does it make sense to incorporate some kind of battery-powered solution at truck stops?
So solar does work. It's just not as efficient. We take that into consideration when we build and scale the model, because what we do is we size the battery pack itself on the trailer based off the location and the application. So somebody in California that may have more sunlight may only need a 40 kilowatt hour battery pack versus somebody in New England in the same application may need a 60 kilowatt hour battery pack. And then the infrastructure is both private and public. So we offer plug-in capability at truck stops so that customers can stop and plug in at night to top charge or run the particular system. So that's included in the technology.
Super cool. Really appreciate the time you've spent with us today. And thank you so much.
Thank you again for having me.